I was looking at an article in the Huffington Post, and it was entitled Pro Black Means All Black People, and it was dated May the 4th, 2016. And the writer of this article is Tyler Payton. She's a black woman, and I thought that this article was really important to read, and it says a lot about black people in black culture, how we look at one another. And I really believe that we should hold ourselves also accountable for some of the things that have happened from how we treat one another. And there's a lot of distrust among black people, even more so now than ever before, even though we have a lot of protests and movements, a lot of political issues that have arisen based on the issues surrounding race, police brutality, and systematic racism and oppression in our communities. So the article reads, I don't know how many times I've ever seen or heard black people who claim to be pro-black try to distance themselves from other black people. Don't get me wrong, I used to think I was little Michael Evans from Good Times for the youngins, or those who don't access or have access to TV1. In high school, my freshman year of college, I thought I really loved my blackness and my people. But I see now that I was wrong. I used to try so hard to distance myself from those black girls. You know the ones I'm talking about. The ones who are loud and ratchet, they love to fight. The ones who dress ghetto, they talk ghetto or act ghetto. I used to think I supported black men, yet here I was looking down on those guys, those black guys. You know the ones who wear the chains, the sagging pants, and they use too much slang. I understood now that that was just internalized anti-blackness. It was me subconsciously trying to be accepted by the white man. I understood how it can be deceiving. We as black people are taught from such a early age to be respectable. You must be respectable, whether consciously or subconsciously. We pick up things, little cues and hints that tell us if you want to be treated fairly, you're going to have to assimilate to the the mainstream white culture. It becomes easy to see other black people in music videos with gold grills and shining rims and think this is why black people don't respect us. On many occasions, I've heard black people say that in response to something another black person has said, war or done. This is why white people do not respect us. Let's think about that for a minute. First, it assumes the highest honor, the greatest achievement, the crown jewel of life is the white man's respect. Of course, everyone wants to be respected, but if, as a black person, you are ready and willing to degrade and distance yourself from other black people in the hopes of being looked upon favorably by white society, then there has to be an issue. The second problem with this, you are believing the myth that black people can exist as individuals alone. Why is it that when the white man shoots up a school, it's an isolated incident, but if a black man shoots someone, it's black people are thugs? Everything a black person does reflects back on their community, but it shouldn't be that way. White people are seen and treated as individuals, all acting of their own accord, but black people are seen and treated as one unit, the actions of one black person representing those of all black people. This only serves to further oppress us. We are a community, but one that is made up of multifaceted individuals. Lastly, this mentality encourages the idea that the level of respect we receive is based on the actions of others in our community. I've seen black people post things like, I wish Black Lives Matter to black people, which is basically saying since some black people kill each other, none of our lives matter. What kind of messed up logic is that? All races kill people of their own race, yet black on black crime is the only thing that is talked about. What is the white on white crime called then? Oh, it's just called a crime. Oh, okay. Also, I have never heard anyone say, why should we respect white people if they don't respect each other? Or why should white lives matter or white people shoot each other if they shoot each other? Think about the ways in which the narrative of black on black crime and respectability in politics have been used to turn us against each other. I've learned to love and accept my blackness as well as everyone else in the black community. I would consider myself very pro black. This doesn't mean that I have to agree with the words or actions of every black person. I can still call out Raven Simone and Stacey Dash for their mess. But this doesn't mean that I am leaving them out of the black movement. I will still fight for the equitable treatment of black people, and black people includes these women as well. Because while I don't agree with them and I don't represent they don't represent my ideology, we are still in it together. You don't get to pick and choose who you fight with within the black community. It shouldn't matter if it's a black woman walking into Walmart with her hair rollers and her headscarf on, or if it's a black woman walking into a corporate office with a pantsuit on. They are both black women, and they could be the same person for all you know. We are all different individuals, but we all face the same struggle of being black in America. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if one black man is wearing a suit or a tie and the other is wearing a tank top and Jordans. They could both still be denied the same employer, same rights. I added that in there, of course. That's my saying that. Or they could be shot by the same cop. In the words of D. Ray Kenson, let's get free, all of us together. So I thought that article was pretty interesting, and I felt to read it. And here you see a clip of Jim Crow is back, and so you see how it goes in a chronology of slavery, Jim Crow, and lynching, and then it goes to stop and frisk, which Donald Trump was promoting that. Send Jim Crow back to the grave, and then you see the article where they are talking about how all of the years of oppression of black people, of what they have endured. And so you have a group of people on YouTube that are supposedly pro-black, and there's little pockets and groups they meet, and they post videos about black upliftment, and usually it's males, black males, and they kind of get the say so of who to uplift and who to put down. And I am seeing there are black females that are either in support or are not in support of certain issues of political stance, and a lot of social discord between black males and females primarily. And a lot is being talked about the current issues of police brutality, welfare, of government unfair treatment, low wages, of even rape. And it's primarily now I'm seeing some issues talked about black males who rape white women in colleges, and then white males who rape white women in colleges. But when it's a rape of a black woman, it's not really publicized as much. There's not this swirling conversation about how to stop these incidences from happening. So it is like really a huge issue right now about college rape and gang rape, and almost always those are the issues that come up when it has to do with women's rights, and it's always focused on white women's rights, never black women's rights. And we have Black Lives Matter, which is sheds good light on issues of black males being gunned down by police and mistreated, but it sort of leaves out women. It doesn't talk enough about women. And now you see this clip here of Ice-T, and recently there was a big issue with him saying 10 reasons why he would be involved with white women over black women. And he's married to a white woman named Coco, and they had a baby. And she, if you look at her, you see his persona, and he's involved in this whole pimp thing and caught up in this whole iceberg slim pimp 101. He's been in movies, and he's been in American Pimp, Ice Cube, and Ice T. Let's not get it mixed up with Ice Cube. I'm talking about Ice T right now. And then you have all these clips of these guys dressed up like pimps, and they were acting out that culture back in that time, and that almost like glorifying the whole thing of misogyny and exploiting women on the street. And that's where you hear the term strawberry, whore, side piece, you know slut, all these other horrible names, whatever you could think of that degrade women, black women in particular. Not to say that there weren't white women that were involved, because there were a lot of white prostitutes, and black men seem to sort of fawn around that whole issue, that wow, I could get these white women to do what I say, and they like me and all this. And he's, these are guys that are from neighborhoods where they were in gangs, they were in crime-ridden neighborhoods of poverty, from a household where maybe they had an uncle or a cousin or a brother or a father that was a pimp, that taught them how to degrade. And maybe for them, they didn't look at it as degrading. They look at it as being in a capitalist society. I'm just trying to make money. I'm just trying to make mine or come up. And as a black man, that's what we do. And there's that whole stereotype and ideology on how to treat women. They're whores, or they're just good for sex and procreation, and if that. And you've heard the term, you never make a whore into a housewife. And there's lots of stuff that we as people don't hold ourselves accountable for, that if you look back on all of those issues, that has also contributed to the destruction of black families, and ripped people apart, and caused black women and black men to separate from one another as well. So we have to look within ourselves at some of these personified people that we hear in music and rap music and radio and TV and movies, which we all find, some people will find them extremely entertaining, funny, but you're not realizing that children and the generation after that, they are learning this, but they're learning it in the way of, is okay, this is how you treat women. You smack them up, you exploit them, and you call them the B word, and you treat them like whores, or that's what they are. I learned this from my uncle, and he got all the gold chains, the cars, and all the women because he was a drug dealer. And so, some of these guys, they learned that from people from their neighborhood, because that's all they saw, and that was their only way or ticket out of poverty. They felt is to be these people like Bishop Don Juan, and they support these individuals. And Snoop Dogg, how he a lot of times he uses in his music, pimp, whore, slut, whatever, and he's the pimp and all that, the Mac Daddy. And sometimes we laugh it off and we take it lightly, and we say, oh, okay, I remember that whole culture and that whole era and all that. But we don't know who it's affecting, and who it's also downplaying, and who it is affecting in a negative light. So when other cultures see it and they don't really quite understand, they're trying to learn that I'm not saying that other cultures don't have their issues, because let's be real now. It's not just to say that black people have problems. They have all these problems, and they have all these issues, and that they need to be holding themselves accountable, and they're the only one with issues, and they're the only one with problems, and how they treat women. There are other cultures that also have their shared level of bad treatment of women and misogyny in their cultures. They may do things a different way, and they may act a different way, whether it's verbal, nonverbal, or neglect or physical abuse. They have their issues with their culture, but particularly focused on the black community as a unit. There has been all these personifications in music and TV and movies that have shed a negative light on the culture as a whole. And like I said, when I read that article, people from other cultures, when they look on the outside and they're looking in, they see when one person that's black, commits a crime, like the young lady was saying in the article, it's all black lives. And it's like when one person is treating black women unfair, or he's beating up on his black wife or girlfriend, then all of those people do that. If one person, he shoots somebody up at a liquor store, oh, all those black people are thugs. And it's the same thing, like I was saying, oh, like if one person needs assistance and you see them acting up in the welfare office, oh, that's what all those people do. Or movies like shows, sitcoms like Cops and what have you. And then when black women sit back and don't talk about the issues that have happened with them in their relationships, and they accept this and be silent, they're accepting all of the hate and all of the degradation. We need to talk more about it.